Good morning, everyone, and thank you for choosing today's market analysis. Every day, our goal is to provide you with a thorough and knowledgeable analysis of the most relevant financial news to help you navigate the complex economic landscape. Let's begin our daily review. Market Analysis, October 4, 2023. Before proceeding with our analysis, we would like to remind you that your support is very important to us. If you enjoy this video and find our content helpful and engaging, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. This helps us grow and provide you with even more quality content. Now, let's get back to the news on the financial markets and the latest updates. Starting with crypto, the big news is that a U.S. federal judge has rejected the Securities and Exchange Commission's bid to appeal its recent loss against Ripple Labs. This is a major victory for Ripple, the company associated with the XRP token. The SEC had sued Ripple alleging that XRP was an unregistered security. However, the judge ruled in favor of Ripple, finding that XRP is not a security. This was a groundbreaking decision that shook the crypto industry. The SEC sought to appeal, but the same judge has now rejected that request. This means the agency cannot appeal at this time, though the broader case is still ongoing. The price of XRP rallied around 5% on this positive news. In other legal crypto news, the Department of Justice has stated that the lack of clear crypto regulations in the U.S. does not prevent it from pressing charges against FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried for alleged fraud. Bankman-Fried's trial on fraud charges began this week. He has pleaded not guilty, arguing that the unclear regulatory landscape for crypto exchanges is relevant to his case. However, the DOJ asserts that fraud charges can still apply regardless of the lack of a full crypto legal framework. This trial will be closely watched in the crypto community. Shifting focus, the Bank for International Settlements released a report today on a new decentralized finance data platform called Project Atlas. The report found Atlas could underpin future crypto market regulation by mapping significant international flows between exchanges. Regulators claim this data could assist with macroeconomic analysis, payments monitoring, and more. This demonstrates growing regulator interest in harnessing blockchain data to oversee the crypto asset market. Turning to market prices, Bitcoin lost 0.6% over the past 24 hours but remains above $27,000. Ethereum shed 0.6% while XRP gained almost 5% following the positive Ripple headlines. The overall crypto market appears relatively calm currently after some volatility last week driven by optimism around a potential Bitcoin ETF. Looking beyond crypto, stocks are modestly lower so far today after yesterday's sell-off. The S&P 500 has edged down 1.4% as recession concerns continue weighing on sentiment. In Asia, Japan's Nikkei index closed down 0.3% even as the yen stabilized versus the dollar. Chinese shares were mixed, with the Shanghai Composite gaining 0.5% but the Hang Seng Tech Index in Hong Kong dropping 1%. European equities are also slightly lower, with the Pan-European Stock 600 down 0.6% in early trading. Automakers like Volkswagen and financial firms including Credit Suisse are leading losses. Moving to commodities, oil prices are extending declines as demand worries overshadow tight supply. Brent crude is trading near $104 per barrel. Gold prices are up around 0.9% to $1,841 as investors flock to safe havens. In economic data, Eurozone business activity showed an unexpected rebound in June according to a closely watched PMI survey. The composite PMI rose to 52, back above the 50 mark, separating contraction from expansion. This may ease some recession worries in the region. U.S. 10-year Treasury yields are holding steady around 4.8% after jumping 30 basis points over the past few days. The surge in yields has been fueled by strong U.S. jobs data as well as hawkish rhetoric from the Federal Reserve. Markets are now pricing in a 1 in 3 chance of a November rate hike. The jump in Treasury yields reflects growing conviction that U.S. interest rates could rise further from current 22-year highs. In fact, 30-year yields touched 5% yesterday for the first time since 2007. This milestone indicates the increased costs of borrowing across the economy. According to Virginie Maisonneuve, Global Chief Investment Officer for Equities at Allianz, Volatility will likely persist until there is more clarity on rates. She recommends that long-term investors focus on quality stocks with strong growth prospects. There are some signs buyers are emerging after the recent stock declines. The S&P 500 is in oversold territory, which often precedes a rebound. Some strategists are eyeing the cheaper valuations, hoping equities in rate-sensitive sectors will rally once yields stabilize. In stock news, Scandinavian airline SAS plunged as much as 96% today. The company announced plans to delist its shares as part of a financial restructuring. Meanwhile, British grocer Tesco rallied after lifting its profit forecast. In the currency market, the US dollar index slipped today, easing back after hitting a 10-month high earlier this week. The greenback surged alongside Treasury yields but is now taking a breather. In Asia, stocks fell modestly as recession concerns continue weighing on sentiment. Japan's Nikkei shed 0.5% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng dropped 0.4%. Chinese shares were an exception, with the Shanghai Composite rising 0.2%. European indexes are mixed after opening lower. The Stoxx 600 has rebounded into positive territory, now up around 0.3% as buyers emerge. Germany's DAX is also back in the green, but Britain's FTSE 100 remains down. Turning to commodities, oil prices are extending their slide amid demand worries. Brent crude dropped below $91 per barrel, its lowest level since January. Gold, meanwhile, is flat around $1,720 as investors assess Fed rate hike risks. On the data front, Eurozone business activity showed an unexpected rebound in June, with the composite PMI back above the 50 mark. This may ease some European recession concerns. Key events this week. China has week-long holiday. Eurozone services and composite PMIs, Wednesday. ECB President Christine Lagarde gives welcome address at conference, Wednesday. US ISM Services Index, Wednesday. France Industrial Production, Thursday. BOE Deputy Governor Ben Broadbent, Riksbank First Deputy Governor Anna Bremen participate at panel discussion, Thursday. U.S. Trade, Initial Jobless Claims, Thursday. San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly speaks at the Economic Club of New York, Thursday. Germany Factory Orders, Friday. U.S. Unemployment Rate, Non-Farm Payrolls, Friday. Some of the main moves in markets. Stocks. S&P 500 futures were little changed as of 6:16 a.m. New York time. Nasdaq 100 futures were little changed. Futures on the Dow Jones Industrial Average were little changed. The Stoxx Europe 600 rose 0.4%. The MSCI World Index fell 0.2%. Currencies. The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index fell 0.1%. The euro rose 0.4% to $1.0508. The British pound rose 0.5% to $1.2133. The Japanese yen was little changed at 149.12 per dollar. Cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin rose 0.7% to $27,598.37. Ether fell 0.4% to $1,649.47. Bonds. The yield on 10-year Treasuries advanced 1 basis point to 4.81%. Germany's 10-year yield advanced 2 basis points to 2.98%. Britain's 10-year yield advanced 2 basis points to 4.62%. Commodities. West Texas Intermediate crude fell 1.2% to $88.12 a barrel. Gold futures fell 0.2% to $1,837 an ounce. In conclusion, we'd like to thank you for watching today's market analysis. If you enjoyed our insights and found the information helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel to stay updated with future analyses. Thank you again for your support, and we'll see you soon with more interesting news. Remember, the information in this video is purely informational and does not constitute investment advice. Always consult with a professional before making financial decisions.